international event is now on dotaboom.gg. Special cases, exclusive skins, and a nice atmosphere of the main tournament of the year are waiting for you. Get 50 cents for signing up and open a case for free. Or try your luck with a multicast case and get a chance to grab 4 skins in one go. And here's what's important, the probably fair system makes sure all the results are fair and square. And by the way, every day, 20 of the most active users will share skins worth $90. And once a week, the most active Dota 2 players will receive exclusive sets and arcana items worth over 300. If that's not enough for you, then when you reach level 5, you'll be able to open free daily cases every day. And the higher your level is, the more cases you'll be able to open. So hurry up, use this promo code and get a bonus of 5% on your deposit, free coins and a free case. And the first 100 new users will also get 50 cents for registering. So don't waste your time, click the link in the description, activate the promo code, grab your bonuses, and then come back and continue watching the video.
Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speeder, and today we got 7.39E. I've been waiting for a patch for a minute now. I definitely been thinking about like, when are they going to make a patch? I keep telling myself like, when is Helm going to get nerfed? When is Helm going to get nerfed? So we got the Helm nerfs and a bunch of other stuff. It's definitely a reasonably significant patch, mainly hero changes, which is always pretty nice to see. So let's hop right into it, break down what is good, what is bad, and yeah. Okay, starting off with the general changes, scan no longer triggers on creep heroes. This was mainly because of Helm Dom. Helm Dom creeps are creep heroes, and so you would just scan them, which was kind of stupid. There's some other examples of this, for instance, like Chen's Convert counted. And so, yeah, I think it's good that they've removed this. It shouldn't work. It still works on Lone Druid Bear, though, which is good. I feel like it should. Next up, neutral creep, a gold XP penalty for stat camps, increased from 15 to 20. So if you don't know what this is, basically when you stack a camp, it gives less gold and XP. Now it's 20% less, which I think is okay. I do believe stacks are a little bit OP, and a lot of the top meta heroes are stack farmers, at least in the pro scene, for instance, Earthshaker and Sandkin, right? And so I can see why they did this. It's definitely like mainly tailored to the pro scene. I feel like people don't make that many stacks in pubs. Obviously it depends on the player, but for the most part, people don't really do it. So yeah, I think that's pretty pro-targeted nerf, pretty reasonable. Next up, Aeon Disc. You can no longer assemble the Aeon Disc. So if you don't know what this means, basically what people would do is they would keep one component of Aeon Disc locked, for instance, the Vitality Booster, and then if they were getting gone on, like actually getting gone on, like the enemy team is trying to kill you full to nothing, you would unlock it and create the item. And the reason you would do this is because you didn't want the item to get casually poked, right? Typically, Aeon Disc procs when you fall below 70% health, but what people would do is they'd say, okay, are you actually trying to kill me, or are you trying to just poke my Aeon Disc? And so in order to prevent your Aeon from getting poked and having the cooldown get pushed up, right, because that's how the item works, people would keep it locked. So you can't do that anymore, which I think is very good, because I believe it was just a bit stupid. It made the item like too good in a lot of situations. Ghost Scepter, you can no longer use it during BKB. Okay, I actually thought they wanted to keep this in the game, but I guess not. Neither can E-Blade work, so sure. I don't know if that counts for like Necro, because like for instance, Necro for the longest time couldn't use BKB and his W at the same time. He could recently. I don't know if this counts towards Necro. I guess someone can test that. Next up, Helm of the Dominator. So the biggest item of the patch for sure. Dominate now has a 50 mana cost. Okay. I would say some heroes aren't that bothered by this. For instance, it shouldn't be too bad on a hero like Animage, who generally doesn't have that many mana problems. Something like Faceless Void shouldn't be too bothered by this. So I do think that there's some Helm buyers, like for instance, even a Beastmaster or Lycan. These heroes can have mana problems, pretty annoying for them. Something like an Abaddon, something like a Spectre. Right? I do believe that these heroes have pretty severe mana problems, and so making Helm of the Dominator have a mana cost, and you know, it's not crazy, but it's enough. So I like that change. I think it's reasonable. Dominate can no longer be used if the currently dominated creep took damage in the last 3 seconds. Love this change. I told a lot of people that I think this is what they should do, something along this lines, because it's just stupid that this thing is cutting your creep wave at the tier 3, you go to kill it, and then some dumb Lycan player can just click Dominate across the map and make you not be able to get the 100 gold. He could literally bait you to chase it till it had 10 health and then dominate a new creep. And that was stupid. To me, if you're gonna put your dominator creep in risk and risk giving up that 100 gold bounty, it should be able to be killed. Like, so I like this change a lot. And then finally, dominated creep movement speed decreased by 10. Sure, easier to kill. So yeah, I actually really love how they approached Helm Dom here. Personally, I would have gone about it a pretty similar way. And the reason why is I love the item. I believe it's a very creative item. It's a very high skill item. I think it's a fun item. Even things like cutting waves, people might not like it, but I personally think it's very, very cool. I love the item. So I'm biased, obviously, in that regard, but it means that heroes can absolutely still buy this item. It's just not like stupid oppressive and nearly as cheesy as it used to be, especially with the dominate having not being able to be resummoned if it took damage. You can also take people's Helm Doms hostage now if you want to. But okay, yeah, same thing for Helm of the Overlord. Refresher. Resets cooldown now increases by 10 seconds, which with each subsequent use up to 210. Oh, now if you use Refresher Orb, the cooldown goes up, kind of like Aeon Disc. And the mana cost went up, which is pretty rough. Frequently, heroes will click Refresher and not have just enough mana to cast their spells. Now it's even more pronounced. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think I like these changes to Refresher. The item, in my opinion, was a bit too good. Certain heroes would buy it, and you're like, GG. Oh, Primal Beast got his Refresher. Rapid. Don't fight him. He's guaranteed team wiping you. Okay, neutral item changes, not too many. Outworld Staff, Self-Exile now makes user invulnerable and immobile for the duration instead of hidden. Okay, I don't know what that changes. Timeless, the enchantment decreased from 10% debuff duration to 8. Okay, and Spell Lamp from 8 to 6. Wow, so pretty significantly worse on Timeless. And Boundless cast range, yeah, not too surprising. At tier 5, 350 cast range was just ridiculous, especially for certain, even for right-click heroes, you would get 150 attack range, and even for, let's say you're playing something like Sven, this was a good take in some games, because cast range on your stun, or your, more importantly, your blink in this example, was huge, and obviously for sups, it was just above and beyond almost any other, so in most games. So yeah, I think it's reasonable. Next up, neutral creep changes. Nothing crazy again, but this one I can respect. Alpha Wolf pack leader aura damage from 30 to 20. Yeah, I feel like Alpha Wolf getting 30% bonus damage was probably underused. I would always think when I was playing Chen, if my team wanted to push, I'm like, gotta find an Alpha Wolf, because it is, I mean, that and the troll are like far above any of the others in terms of like how explosive they make your team's building damage. And on that note, the Skeleton Warriors, instead of giving 3 damage, now give 2. If you don't know how that works, the neutral creep, the troll guy who goes like, whoa, whoa, and summons skeletons, would give you +9 damage. Now it's going to give you +6, and you could have 2 of them going at the same time. So instead of +18, they're going to be getting +12. So pretty big decrease. But I do respect it. I think this creep was a bit too much. I will say it's still going to kill buildings nonetheless. And so I wouldn't like both these creeps. 20%, still an incredible number, and 12 damage. It's still also quite good, so it's fine to like dominate them or convert them or whatever. Okay, let's get into the hero changes. First off, we have Abaddon, Borrowed Time. Cooldown increased from 90, 80, 70 to 90, 85, 80. So 10 seconds more at a max level, pretty significant. The hero will still be fine though, I'd say, in the right games. Bane and Feeble cast range reduced by 100. I can see that. This ability was a bit too good, but the hero is probably still quite solid. Beastmaster, this hero has been nerfed literally 1,000 times. However, base damage decreased by 2. Damage at level 1 decreased by 2. I don't know why they had to specify that. And his talents, he lost a bit of movement speed on his 15 talent, and his 25 talent also got slightly nerfed. However, I still think that this hero will unfortunately be viable, even though it has been nerfed literally 1 billion times. Brewmaster got 1 armor. Okay, it's not bad. The hero definitely doesn't have the best armor. I thought he got armor like a recent patch as well. Bit of armor. Centaur, his Ags, Hitch a Ride cast range decreased by 50. Sure, it's probably still pretty good. Crystal Maiden, slight buff to one of her facets. I don't think it's overly relevant. Dawnbreaker, Aghanim Scepter, Aura Linger duration decreased from 3 to 2. This is a pretty significant nerf. So if you don't know how this one works, basically when you had Ags on Dawnbreaker and you would land, you would shoot out pulses that would heal. Now you just get like 1 less pulse. So pretty big nerf there. Yeah, actually kind of rough. That's a 30% decrease. Pretty damn rough, actually. Okay, Disruptor, Thunderstrike, slow duration bonus decreased from 100% to 75%. It's kind of weird, but sure. It's down to 0.53 now instead of 0.6. which isn't too bad. I would say it's still pretty solid. And a nerf to Static Storm, which I think is necessary, especially at level 1. I like this. I think Static Storm, I've been saying this for a while, is too low of a cooldown at level 1. 90 seconds, too good. So I do like these changes. Seems pretty solid, but still, I feel like this hero will be quite good. I don't see it falling off because of these changes. Earth Spirit, slightly better. Earth Shaker, okay, nerfing Tectonic Buildup, which is the bonus AoE every 10 levels. Also nerfing Aftershock, which is probably going to make, and nerfing Fissure damage, so making it probably much harder. I don't even know if you can one-shot waves. I'm not sure if this is enough. Basically, if you had max Aftershock in this talent, you could one-shot waves with your shard. I don't know if you still can. Hoodwink Shard, nerfed by 5%, still going to be incredible. 20% damage amp for 1,400 gold is just insane for 7 seconds, plus Wave Shove. So a worthy nerf, but still going to be a pretty good hero. Okay, Jakiro, Liquid Frost, impact damage increased from 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 damage on the impact damage. It's not the bonus damage. That would be absurd. It's just the impact, which is something, but it's not crazy. But here's the big thing, the duration from 4 to 5, which is very relevant on Liquid Frost, because what would always happen is if you casted Liquid Frost and then Dual Breath lasted for 5 seconds and Liquid Frost for 4, so you wouldn't get the full value out of the Liquid Frost. Now you more likely will get almost the full value of the combo, so very relevant. It also obviously works on your E when you have your Shard and your ulti and your auto attacks, so a very significant buff to Liquid Frost. Actually, quite notable in my opinion. Kez added to Captain's mode, no! Oh, I actually have to learn what this hero does. Oh, I was putting it off for so long. I'm gonna have to play this shit in Overthrow. What is it? Okay, he got a bit of mana regen. Switch Discipline, the first hit bonus is now consumed by the... what does this mean? Fixed a bug with Aghanim's... Okay, impale damage changed from post-critical strike bonus damage to separate instance of physical spell damage. Whatever that means. Raptor Dance does less max health damage, can no longer be interrupted by casting Grappler Claw. Who knew that was possible? All the Kez rats, that's who. Falcon Rush now has a 825 break distance. Okay, that seems relevant. But the attack speed factor rescaled from 6, 8, 10, 12 to 9. So much better at level 1, but quite a bit worse at max. All right. Don't know how much that will matter. And Shoto Strike also nerfed. Is Kez good? I have no clue. I have no opinion. You've come to the wrong place if you want good Kez info. I will have to figure some stuff out and get back to you guys. Alright, Leshrac. Nihilism, ethereal form is not applied if the target is debuff immune. It did that? Really? What the hell? Why didn't more people buy this? Lich got 2 int. Wow, that's a lot. And he got 2 damage as well. Wow, okay. Nice little Lich buff. That Lich is just a solid 5, for sure. Hero creeps no longer count as heroes for Lifestealer's permanent health bonus. Okay, sure. Actually forgot that was a thing. Lina Lifestrike Array got 0.2 seconds on her stun. That's actually kind of nice at all levels. Kind of nice. Skewer, movement is now canceled if Magnus is interrupted. Wow! Wow. For the longest time, if he got Skewer off, he would keep going. Now, if you... I mean, it's just going to be straight up easy to stop Skewer. I'm going to keep it real. It's not that it was hard to stop, like, it's not like it's hard to stun Magnus while he's skewering. It was hard to stop him before he skewered. This is like some insane nerf. This hero's win rate is going to drop by quite, I don't know. That is rough. Like, that is rough. I don't like that at all. Surely, I don't know. I feel like nerf something else. I'm not sure. I feel like this is too big of a, it's like, to me, it's like the hero, you know, that you can just like skewer someone. As annoying as it is. Okay, Marcia, her Unleash got nerfed quite a lot at max level. I wonder how relevant that is. Obviously, it seems like it should be a ton, 175 attack speed, but I'm still not too sure. Mars, Arena of Blood duration rescaled from 5.67 to 5.5, so a bit better at level 1, but an overall nerf. Yeah, I mean, that's probably a pretty big nerf overall, especially considering on like the refresher orb timing, you're losing out on 3 seconds of ulti. Medusa, nerfed again. This mana shield used to be like 2.7 or 2.5 minimum. Now it's 2 damage per mana on the mana shield. So Medusa even squishier. Even squishier. So you can kill this hero in the early game, period. Balance Strike, Aghanim Sharp portion of Primal Spring's max power decreased from 40 to 35. It was 60, now it's 35. Tree Dance movement is now canceled if Monkey gets interrupted. Damn, Valve, you are killing these heroes. Why? Don't do that. I don't know. Again, these things might be annoying, but it's like the hero in my eyes. Like, yeah, it's a little shitty that you would stun this Monkey King and he would keep flying through the trees. That does seem kind of unrealistic, but at the end of the day, it's a video game. I don't know if Monkey King should just like be that bad. I feel like this hero is just terrible, or much worse now. Again, kind of rough. Okay, Naga Siren, Deluge, damage decreased. Will this make her go from first phase ban pick support to not? Deluge damage decreased? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say she still might be first phase pick ban. They also nerfed her shard, which is pretty relevant. But yeah, I mean, basically it's gonna be harder to one-shot or two-shot the creep waves, but still think the hero might be too good. We'll have to see. I'm not believing that this hero is gonna be that much worse at the highest level. It just does too much in terms of map play. Necrophos, ethereal form is not applied if the target is debuff immune. Okay, it didn't even work, right? I swear that didn't do anything. What does it mean, ethereal? Oh, that's talking about himself. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what I mentioned earlier in the video. Yeah, okay, see, that's pretty rough. You can't buy BKB and click W on Necro at the same time. That is kind of rough. Omni-Knight Purification cast range, sure. That's nice. I mean, it's actually very nice for Sup Omni. I think this hero's a decent Sup, honestly, if you want to play it. It's okay. OD, Arcane Orb, cooldown decreased by a lot at all of the early levels from 6420 to 4.531.5. Pretty nice. PA got 5% evasion, not bad. Phoenix, Aghanim Scepter cast range, slightly reduced, whatever. Not too big of a deal. Illusory Orb, bonus per damage per tick, decreased from 5 to 3. Okay, I don't know if that will affect Puck's ability to one-shot range creeps. I don't know. I don't know those numbers. But that would be the main thing I'd think about there. Pugna, Siphoning Ward, 5% worse. Pretty significant nerf. But relevant nonetheless. You cannot decrepify BKB allies. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you would need to save them, but you can't now. So, pretty rough in some cases, for sure. Queen of Pain, her ulti lost 25 damage. Not the end of the world, I'd say, but you'll lose a kill here and there. Razor, Static Link, cooldown buffed by 6 seconds to level 1 and slightly in the other levels besides max. Okay, it's a nice little buff, quality of life. Ricky got a bit of extra slow on his W, nothing crazy. Ringmaster, slight buff to his Q, nothing crazy. Rubik, slight talent buff. Sandstorm, Sand Blast Facet on Sand King. The blind used to work on buildings, so you would make buildings miss half the time. That is no longer the case. Silencer, Arcane Curse lost 150 cast rate. Damn, that is a lot. That's gonna make it pretty awkward in some cases. It's still 850, which is very high, but like, very often you would clip people with this, you know, or cancel their blink with it, stuff like that. So, pretty rough. Full Bore on Scatterblast, losing a bit of range, definitely relevant. And Fire Snap Cookie cast range reduced, also quite relevant. So nerfs to Snap, still think the hero's probably pretty good though. Storm got a bit of a buff to his Shard, very good Shard, definitely underrated. Sven, bonus damage per strength decreased on his Wrath of God facet by 0.1 at levels 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Techies got a buff to Reactive Taser at all levels. And Proximity Mines deal more damage at their minimum damage by 10% more. Pretty relevant. So instead of dealing 200, they're going to deal, what, like 240 or something like that? I don't know the exact math. That's pretty good. Definitely pretty nice. Oh, okay. Pretty big buff to Timbersaw's reactive armor, going from 3 stacks from hero attacks to 4. So if you get hit by a hero, you're going to get up to max stacks very quickly. I would say this definitely incentivizes taking the second point in E. So I'm a big fan of the 202 skill build. I would maybe keep an eye out for that one in good games for it. Tree and Protector, base armor increased by 1. Definitely nice. This hero's like no armor, so that's very relevant. And wow, a big buff to Tree and Protector living armor, bonus armor, going from 4, 6, 8, 10 to 4, 7, 10, 13. So 3 bonus armor at max. That is a lot. Pretty damn nice for Treant. So yeah, definitely a hero I'll have to give a try. These are nice changes. Troll Warlord, slight nerfs to his talents, nothing crazy. Slight buff to Tusk, 5 attack speed slow on his innate, so if you're near someone, they hit a bit slower. Slight nerfs to Ursa, pretty big nerf to his 10 talent actually. The Fury Swipe's reset time being decreased by 3 seconds is actually very relevant. Veno got 1 damage, and his Plague Ward's actually a lot stronger, 2 damage on the Plague Wards at all levels. Definitely matters. It's gonna add up, you know, these things hit a lot, and there is a lot of them. So pretty damn relevant. Viper corrosive skin, attack speed slow increased by a little, and Visage Grave Chill mana cost decreased from 90 to 75, which actually is pretty nice. That is a lot considering you can spam this spell if you max it out. But okay, it's going to be the end of the patch. I would say nothing too crazy. I would have hoped for a little bit more. You know, I'm a spoiled little Dota fan, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like the main change is the Helm Dom stuff, the refresher. Other than that, I mean, what I would say were like big changes. I would say Beastmaster got hit a bit, but nothing crazy. I can't really say that's a big one. Honestly, the Dawn Axe is a bit rough. Disruptor is a little tough, but not the end of the world. I would say Jakiro got one of the bigger buffs of the patch. Kez, I have literally no clue. Lich got a decent buff. Lina got a decent buff, right? Huge nerf to Magnus and Monkey King. Marcy at max. Medusa, very significant nerf. Naga, pretty significant nerf. In terms of big buffs, yeah, it's probably Jakiro. ODs is pretty nice for securing creeps in the lane. Other big buffs, maybe Treant? Nothing crazy, a pretty tame patch. I'm gonna keep it real. Veno got a pretty nice buff as well. Unfortunately, you can't jungle, which sucks, because that's the best strategy in Dota. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated in upcoming videos on, like, you know, if I miss something or something is really good, I'll make some tier lists, some rankings, stuff like that. But all right, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Keep up to date with Dota 2, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.